because
Yeah.
we also deserve, it shouldn't be determined by the color of our skin, but the excellence that is derived within the brains that are housed by the color of our skin, you know?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. But as a parting shot, what advice can you give to us YouTubers and podcasters in the digital space, or people that are operating within the space overall?
Yeah. One, the law is there for a reason. It must be observed, it must be upheld, and no one is above the law. There's a whole reason as to why we have all these people in place: judges, magistrates, advocates, lawyers, you know, attorneys, sheriff. It's an entire system aimed at maintaining law and order. Now, if you have committed a wrong, you are given an opportunity to enter a defense into the proceedings and state your case. Having been given that opportunity, if you waive it, the complainant has a leg in the form of the default judgment process, right? Having obtained judgment against you, you still have to uphold and abide by the law. No one is free or absorbed from complying with the law. You understand, my friend? So in essence, the law is there for a reason, and no one is above it. You will have your day. If it's not today, it might be tomorrow. But if it's not tomorrow, it might be in 29 years' time. And even then, whatever excuse you may give, there'll still be an operation around it. This is an entire system. You can't willy-nilly say, I won't comply. It's chess, not checkers, if I can put it that way.
Nice.
So another piece of advice for our digital space friends, especially YouTubers, podcasters: look, there's freedom of speech, but everything is done within the confines of the law. It is done as far as you can stretch your arm. Where it ends, that's where my rights begin. You understand? Don't touch me in my studio. You know? So to our dear YouTube friends, find yourself somebody who can give you sound legal advice. I wouldn't ordinarily advise people to go to law students for legal advice, because at that phase of their legal career,
studies,
they are still grappling with concepts. Certain concepts you may have a good understanding of, but obviously certain concepts need you to revisit them over time and time. So get yourself an attorney. You can have an arrangement with that attorney to say, this is what I'll pay you, or whatever arrangement you may have with that person. But in essence, get an attorney who will give you sound legal advice. And here's the real reason: it's an investment so that you do not have to pay out of necessity. I'll explain what I mean by that. If you take the step now by investing in a lawyer, he or she will make sure that you are not at a later stage compelled by the law to pay. You'll be paying somebody out of your own voluntary curiousness. But now, paying from a painful standpoint, that on its own is it's not nice. You know, just put it bluntly. It's not nice paying because you're forced to pay. So, my dear friends, if you do not want to be forced to pay, get yourself a lawyer. It's a good investment. You'll stay out of trouble. And if your lawyer is not competent, you can get another lawyer or report them for whatever misconduct at the legal society. But if we are just to stick to the positive vibes, get yourself a lawyer who will ensure that you do not get into trouble. It's much like you would with a dentist, so that your teeth do not rot. You would like an optometrist, so that your eyesight, you know, look at me talking about eyesight. Your eyesight stays in check.
The hypocrisy.
So much like you would with clothes, dermatologist, whatever other specialist you feel like is worth spending your money on, trust me, my dear friends, a lawyer is also worth spending money on. And again, it helps to have somebody with a rounded view of what will happen. So in essence, most of us operate with short-sightedness or with misguided long-sightedness, if there's such a thing. But in essence, yes, have somebody who actually knows what they're talking about. Have somebody who has an appreciation of their duty towards you. We are regulated, you know, by law. We have what is called a ethical duty to be honest towards you and to give you the best, oh, not necessarily the best, but to the best of our knowledge, the most sound advice, you know. And the other thing about us is that you can hold us accountable. You can sue us as your attorneys as well. Although now you have to spend money on another attorney's money. But in a nutshell, if I can just sum it up like this, we are operating in times where if you do not have a lawyer, you are as good as not having a dentist or a doctor, or you are naked, basically, especially as a content creator. Lawyers do cost, but there's a reason why they cost what they cost. It's a good investment. So get yourself a lawyer. Yes, and let's say for hint.
Essentially, you are reminded, you said you were watching my interview with Nota. I don't know if you've gotten to the part where he quotes Jay-Z in the Blueprint album, and he quotes the lines where Jay-Z is like, most important is lawyer fees. Because I posed the question to him to say, why are you spending so much money on lawyers when that money could go elsewhere? So I think you've summed it up very well, essentially, somewhat backing what he actually said in that interview.
Shout out to Nota. Watch some of your stuff.
Is it?
I was watching one with Nota right now, actually.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, let me show you on my other screen. You see?
Ah, nice.
And shout out to all the Black people who are creating. You know, we come from a long line of being consumers. Now let's start owning stuff. But shout out to everyone. I'm keeping a close eye in the space, and hopefully we can all collaborate and the money circulates within.
Yeah, definitely.
Politics out of it.
Definitely. Yeah, but Reitumetse, thank you so much for offering your advice to us starters and those beyond my starters circle. Luckily, we have someone who's well-versed, who's very articulate, who's able to share a view that will benefit many, and also who was very, very generous with the legal advice. Because guys, you actually have to pay for this information that you are getting here, you know? And to my fellow creators and fellow YouTubers, I hope you actually grasped and gained a lot of what the Reitumetse said. Go and support Black businesses. Keep creating, keep working on your craft, but work within the confines and limitations of the law so that we can actually get to grow the space, so that we can actually become a force, creating our own web, and it circulates accordingly, as Reitumetse said. But thank you very much. And remember, guys, it starts with you.
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity. Just wanted to mention again, we are based in Midrand, opposite Galaga Convention Center. Please do drop by. You'll see us. We operate from 8 in the morning up until 5 from Monday to Thursday. Then from there on Fridays, we close at 3. Again, young people, we are tired of toxic work cultures.
Yeah,
So promote
that's right.
Holistic well-being. But yeah, in essence, you can give us a shout if you are available. I don't know if you'll put our numbers there, but 010-023-4920. I sound like I'm on radio. But yeah.
No, I'll definitely put your details on the screen so that people can contact you, because we also deserve, it shouldn't be determined by the color of our skin, but the excellence that is derived within the brains that are housed by the color of our skin, you know?
100%, yeah.
Yeah.